ourselves. We are poisoning our natural resources. In order to survive in the future, we have to change the way we are living now. We must change our use of chemicals to create a more plentiful crop. We must not continue to privatize water. We must find ways of cleaning masses of water. Lastly, we must care about the environment in order to make a future possible. Chemicals used to produce a more abundant crop are not only hurting the environment, but man as well. Many of the chemicals used to kill off these pests can lead to disease and death if the chemicals are not used properly, which in most cases they are not. Dr. Rachel Carson's book, Silent Spring, she discusses the carelessness of workers in the case of using chemicals such as DDT. I'm pretty sure most of you have heard of the chemical DDT. When using DDT or any other variety of pesticides, it creates a creature known as a superbug. This is an example of survival of the fittest. When DDT is added to crops to kill off the pests, all the weak pests begin to die. Only the resilient pests are left to breed and create a generation of stronger pests. In the reaction to the stronger generation of bugs, a stronger, more toxic pesticide is used. This cycle continues until the chemicals used are deadly enough to create damage to the human consumer. Pesticides have been researched and have been linked to causing cancer in some situations. What we eat not only affects our weight, but our overall health as well. We are not only destroying our environment and crop, but we are in turn polluting our bodies as well as the water around us that is necessary for survival. Groundwater, which is one of our planet's only sources of drinkable water, is being polluted by the chemicals we are spraying on our crops for profit. There will be no profit and no life when there is no drinkable water. Our priorities should be to provide clean water that can sustain life, not to make a bigger profit. The chemicals used seep into the ground and contaminate the water our planet has provided. It only takes 1 part per million to contaminate a source of water. Our population cannot be sustained with a source of contaminated water. There must be an alternative to pesticides, a natural remedy, so to speak. In Neil Cantor's The Regulatory Future of Antimicrobial Pesticides, he brings the idea of natural bacteria to control the pesticides that are damaging our crops. The mechanisms and sites of action can vary from molecule to molecule, and also vary with the organisms being targeted. Some antimicrobial pesticides act as simple poisons, while others cause physical disruption of cell structures. The microbial pesticides are more capable of directing their poison to the pest instead of the plant itself. There are also other alternatives to pesticides as whole. Crop rotation is a natural method that prevents pests from attacking a certain kind of crop. Reduces weed pressure by minimizing the amount of weed seed produced and reducing perennial weeds. Increase the amount of fertilizable nitrogen in the soil. Reduce the incidence of insects and disease pests by limiting hosts and interrupting pest life cycles. Crop rotation can not only solve our problems with pests, it will also create a more mineral-rich soil that will produce a more plentiful crop. Crop rotation can produce more profit and a safer crop that can be distributed to the public. If we are able, it is our job to care about the environment and make the difference. It is our moral obligation to help others that cannot provide for themselves, change the ways we live our lives, and educate others on environmental hazards. Rachel Carson wrote, while she was writing her book, she did all that she could to educate those on the effects we have on the environment. What could we do to change and make the environment better? How could we make life easier for those that can't help themselves? In order for me to change the environment and help those in need, I believe that many people need to serve a humanitarian mission to educate the people and provide a better, cleaner living environment. Education is the key to make a difference and inspire people to change for the better. Many people care about the environment, but do not know how to make a difference. I am just one person. How can I make a difference? I believe that one person can make a difference. And if more people come together for one purpose, we can join together to make a huge difference. All the simple things, like recycling and using safer methods, can create a more livable and healthier environment. There are safer ways to go about producing goods. As Carson states, agricultural use of insect diseases caused by a bacterium highly specific for certain types of insects is already being tried in California, and more extended tests of this method are underway. A great many other possibilities exist for effective insect control by methods that will leave no residues on foods. There are ways to not pollute the water system and the ecosystem as a whole, not polluting not only yours and my environment, but all those in the world. And by using safer methods in your own home, we can all make a gradual, effective difference. Students and citizens can become more informed about the need. Lastly, education is key in order to help others to fulfill our moral obligations. Many are aware of the environment and the habitual state of many third world countries. In order to make a difference in our environment, more students and voters have to become aware of the urgent state of the water and pollution conditions. Every student in their high school and college career should be required to take a class on environmental ethics to take interest in something besides themselves. This is the generation that will make the difference, and that will only happen if we are aware of the need instead of focusing on greed and money. We can make a difference. In order to make a monumental difference, more people have to be involved and aware of the environmental conditions. It is our moral obligation to help those that cannot help themselves. They need our help, and we should aid and maybe save just one life. Many can do it, and so can those who are educated and interested in making a change for the better.